Good morning, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? Oh, I'm not in the comments. Good morning. Can you see me and hear me? And also, do we like the new background or is it too much or like distracting? Thank you, Linda. I'm gonna get music on. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna stay on about an hour today. Oh, yay. Thank you, Poetic Justice. I'm going to stay on about an hour today because I have to go do some stuff with Gavin. That's really loud. Okay, let me go back up. Deb's brain lesion. Will it be benign or otherwise? I would say it's not the worst case scenario. So I believe benign, because this would be like I'm not without a solution. So even if there is something, which I feel like is less likely, there's going to be a solution for it. Should my ex be paying me more child maintenance per month? And if so, should I make a claim through an agency or will it backfire? I don't feel like the claim would backfire, and I do feel like you'd be able to get something. I don't feel like he's paying all that he can based off of either what he makes or what you need. So I don't feel like it would backfire. I feel like that would be something that would work in your favor. My son is going to Fairplay, Colorado in mid-October hiking with his girlfriend. Will he be safe? Safe, yes, but some kind of unexpected difficulty. I don't know if it's like it doesn't feel like something catastrophic. It feels like maybe there's like a leak in the water, or maybe there's like a wrong turn or something like that. It feels like there's something minor, but safe, yes. Is my chakra blocked? Throat chakra is what this looks like. Magician would be communication. Queen of Swords would be like the intellect, how what's going on in here is translating externally. It feels like that's blocked. So it'd be throat chakra. What kind of results will I gather from my first own healing modality case study? Freedom from what other people's projections have done in terms of being able to manage emotions. So, like, a deeper understanding of where your energy stops and another person's begins. 10 of Wands in reverse, that helps you alleviate some kind of burden, that knowledge. Will my grandma make her presence known this weekend when I'm in her house? How will she let me know she's there with me? Fall leaf with number 71. Is there somewhere outside of this house that you sit, maybe like a little garden or a little bench? It feels like there'll be a sign then. It's in a moment of silence and it feels like in nature or outside. Well, I guess that would be the same, but like outside could be like a little patio thing or like a little, I don't know, whatever kind of room there is, that would be that, or like literally outside. What do the angels think about my letter? It shows exactly what you learned from what you left behind. There's this you seeing what you've overcame by seeing it in writing. or you seeing the weight of what you were holding by seeing it in writing. I would say like a feeling of pride. I keep looking at these tokens. Oh, it's the same one, the fall leaf. Feeling of pride. Fall. Feeling of pride of what caused you to fall and how you rose from it. Why does my sister not like me? Because of how other people view you. Either you have an easier time socially, or you're like someone who can communicate with more ease, or someone that other people will choose to communicate with over her. Or maybe there's a certain instance of like, I wanted the communication and you got it instead. Feels like something to that effect. What release do I need to have to break the cycle? Either a mother wound or some kind of lack of nurturing wound that makes you feel like you're not able to manifest the changes that you put the effort into, or that you're not deserving of it. It feels like a mother wound. Why didn't my brother tell us he had moved to Florida? Fear of vulnerability, fear of people trying to talk him out of it, or some kind of like, I'm not all the way confident that I did all the steps to make this decision, so I don't want anybody else to bring that to my attention because I know. I don't know if it was like a hasty or a last minute decision, but it kind of feels like if it was something to that effect, and then, okay, well, I'm just going to wait till I'm settled in to like address the decision that I just made in a haste. I was told years ago by a medium that my paternal grandfather, Fred, stands between me and bad things. Is he one of my guides? Communication, Wheel of Fortune. Yes, you were told correctly. I don't know if I'd word it as guide. I'd word it more as protector. Like, I mean, I guess that is in a way a guide, but it doesn't feel like he's someone that's really giving you clues on how to move forward. This is more like focused on protection or focused on healing, which is a guide, but I feel like he doesn't want to word it that way for some reason. Bigger than that, I guess I'd say. I'm going to go to this list. Some people won't be able to love you the way you wanted them to. Compassion creates understanding. You're freeing yourself from someone's projection, so that you can see yourself differently. I'm lost on which direction to find a new home. I want to word this as like the opposite way of your roots. So what have you not yet experienced in terms of like a home wise, or what have you not looked into yet that could be a possibility? It feels like the reason it's been blocked so far is because you're like close but no cigar. Like you're close, but like once you find the exact type of like building that you're meant to be in, it's like it opens up quickly. So look into what you have not looked into yet in terms of that option. So I don't know if it's like looking into apartments, check out a condo, or looking at trailers, check out feels like that. What would be similar but not maybe like cottagey type feel? It's like close but no cigar type energy. Messages from my guides. There's a need to not push through too quickly to get out of some kind of like either healing or perspective shift. It's like sit with it a little bit longer. There's still something more to learn or uncover. Almost like a wound that you're healing is directly related to something abundance-wise or business-wise or like a passion project or a lifestyle change. It's like you'll know when you've gotten everything you needed to out of this wound and out of this healing when it unlocks something else for you. So whether that be an idea, whether that be some kind of major perspective shift, whether that be some kind of lifestyle change or habit change, it's like you'll know when it's time to move on from this wound when something else unlocks or opens up for you. We have loneliness wound and past life wound. It's kind of making me think of that quote. It's like we drink poison when our hearts are thirsty. So be very mindful that you're not lessening your value because of not having something better, because sometimes we need to let go of something so that something better has the room to come in or the space to come in. I'm going to do one more and then go back to the other list. Any messages from Valerie? Jericho by Inkio. And a skull with crossbones and number 74. I don't think I said that right. No, Inkio. Hi, I'm from outer space. There's some kind of situation where it's like encouraging you to say, how would Valerie handle this? Or what would Valerie do? It's almost like there's this key in her energy that helps you figure out how to handle a certain situation. I have Ace of Wands and the Tower both in reverse. There's this feeling of like the way out is through the fear or in the opposite direction of some kind of comfort zone. Will I find my lifetime partner soon? Feels like this person is dealing with something. It's blocked because this person is not ready. We can still see them, right? Move this light a little bit. Feels like it's blocked because this person is not ready. Yeah, Hierophant in reverse. They're not ready for commitment yet. I would say not as soon as you would like. What's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3? I would say within the next 3 years. What is my current energy? Figuring out where you're standing in your own way so you can make progress or changes. Figuring out how to get your energy levels back up to make the changes that are necessary for forward progress. Trying to negotiate pay for a new job. Any messages? Is there someone you can use in your favor here? Negotiate pay for a new job. So if it's not a person, it's past experience. It's highlighting certain pieces of the past experience that would make you valuable and almost making it feel like you're willing to walk away if you're not going to get what it is that you're deserving of because of the past experiences that are like highlighted in some way. 5 of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse. Like, what did you fix in past jobs that wouldn't have been fixed without your direct action? It feels like focusing on problem solving type things in order to build the platform of what you're worth. What month and year will I start work? I feel like 2025, so sometime next year. Time will show what it was in reverse. Divine timing. I'm not getting an exact date, but I am getting something about 2025, almost like something that you follow up on multiple times, or something that there's some kind of back and forth communication for like a little bit ends up working out for you. Is it a little distracting? Should I put the other one back on? Let me put the other one back on. Or we can do this one. This one's plain. Is that plain? Yeah, that's plain. We'll try this one for now. Oh no, why did it move me when I did that? Hold on a second. Oh, there we are. Any messages? It's kind of giving the energy of like promo, or like some kind of idea coming to you as a way to advertise or market either yourself or your business. It's almost like this feeling of, even if it seems out of your comfort zone, trust what you're starting to put together mentally that's going to help you draw in some kind of crowd. It's like the pieces starting to come together type energy. One second. I'm going to close super chats because I'm not going to stay on too long today. Let me see what the last one is. Peachy Nymphco, interpretation for Snake Dream is going to be the last one for super chats. Okay, now why did it move me on here? One second. There we go. Okay. Will my sister find a house before Christmas? This is what? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I would say between December and March feels significant. It is happening, but it feels like there may be a delay, or it could be that like it starts like the closing and then it ends after. It feels like there's something like that with the timing. Message and a token. It's a sage stick with number 79. If someone pops back up from your past and it seems like they're just trying to catch up, there's a different ulterior motive or reason, and it feels like it's not in your favor. So let the past stay in the past in this instance. I feel like this is happening within the next like 2 months, like someone popping up from the past that you're just like, I don't feel great about this for a reason. You don't feel great about it for a reason. What are my spirit guides wanting me to know in a song? Better Days by Dermont Kennedy is the song. Oh, Justice. Whatever it was that you're kind of waiting for some kind of justice to come in the situation, it's like there was an option between justice or karma, and you kind of were hoping for justice, but the person is getting karma. This feels to be someone from your past. It feels like you're going to see this almost like you see this person's tower fall, and it's not really like it's not really so that you can feel good about it. It's to let you know that whatever it imbalanced in your life is being brought back into balance. It's like you'll see the tower fall from far away, and you'll know that things are going to start to shift for you as well. Are we ever going to be financially stable? Yes, I feel like things start to take a turn after there's some kind of major alleviation of a debt. So like we finally get this paid off and then boom, things start to go in our favor. I feel like it's going to be a minute though. It's going to be a little bit of time. Will I be able to retire early? Celebration, you being on your own and not in the workplace. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, you being on your own and not in the workplace. I would say yes. Doesn't feel like whatever your earliest is, it doesn't feel like it's that. It's kind of like middle of early and not early, if that makes sense. Will moving to Arkansas be good for me? Kind of giving the energy of fresh start, getting away from what was holding me back in my current environment, getting to kind of release the energy that I'm unable to get away from. I would say yes. A fresh start type energy. Token. What's that called? The little peppermint candy with number 13. There's some kind of situation that's going to be turning in your favor and maturing by Christmas time. Almost like something had to make room or shift for this to make sense. And you already went through the hard part of it. So by Christmas, it feels like that situation is going to start to alleviate itself. How is the energy in my house now? Feels like there's something not being talked about. Almost like things are starting to get better, but there's still either like this walking on eggshell type energy or this like, it almost feels like I'm scared to trigger you because of some, not you. It doesn't feel, it feels like this is somebody else. I'm nervous to invoke negative emotion unintentionally. But it does feel like it's moving in a positive direction or starting to like ease up a little bit. I currently have 2 residences. Will my house get a purchase contract by October 1st? Or should I get a home equity loan? I don't see that happening by October 1st. I do see it happening, but I don't see it happening maybe in that timeline that you need it to happen in. Should you get a home equity loan? I feel like that would be helpful and alleviate some stress in the meantime. Message from Spirit Guides and a song from DDMM. Can't Be Broken by Lil Wayne. You're learning that. You're learning that you can't be broken. Almost like you went through this test of fire and are like rising from it now. It's kind of giving Phoenix energy. You are now recognizing that you cannot be broken. Queen of Wands. You're showing up as someone who's ready to face whatever would, oh, that's kind of like, I said Phoenix. That kind of looks like a Phoenix. Like the colors. Anyway, now you're able to express externally what you've been working on internally. Do we need to prepare for a power blackout, possible grid attack? Is the 3 days of darkness a real concern? I would say yes, there's going to be some kind of issue. It's almost like it happens once in a minor way as a test run, and then it happens again. Is the 3 days of darkness a real concern? Yes. Specifically, how do I word this? So people that are on the fence about that type of reality about the reality can start to understand from a different perspective, or like witness it type thing. Trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get. Oh, let me go to this list for a minute. Thank you, Linda. One of these. Don't water any one-sided relationships. Allow them to dry out. So need to kind of readjust how much you're pouring out for others right now that are not appreciating it, because that energy needs to be spent pouring it back into yourself. Is there anything on my end I can do to help my husband and marriage? Yes. It feels like that thing that I say where it's like him feeling like he's in the bottom of that well and he has the rope, but he needs something above to tie the rope to so he can use the rope to pull himself out, because just having a rope isn't going to help you get out of the deep well type thing. It feels like he needs some encouragement to find where that tree is to tie that rope to. So, and I'm noticing, I just looked in, that's not it. This banana, and number 7, and I just had a banana right before we started this live. It feels like he needs help to nurture either a mother wound or a lack of nurturing wound. It's like once he starts to feel better, things will start to improve. But I have the Fool in reverse on the bottom and the Star in reverse. It feels like there's a lot that he's not knowing how to talk about or communicate, and that's why he holds it in. Oh, thank you, Jill. I appreciate you. Pull one of these for you. Actually, hold on. I just saw a different deck in my head. This one. What energy are you walking into? Lumarian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. You're able to show yourself grace now because you're coming into a deeper understanding of why you had to have certain experiences in order to get certain pieces of perspective. It's like I had to go through that so I could put that check mark next to that experience as to make this bigger picture make sense. And do 2 more here and then go to the other list. Should we take over my dad's funds so he can continue to get money from the government? And a token. The safety pin with number 3. So we're talking you, your dad, and the government. So that's the 3 pinned together. The pin is open. So you all go on the pin and then you close it. I would say yes. Oh, me saying yes. I would say yes. I'm noticing these sunglasses as well, number 27, which kind of makes me think like, should you take over your dad's funds so he can continue to get money from the government? If you take him over, they're not seeing those funds, which allows him to still get it. And then you're all on the pin together. So I would say yes. What should I know about tomorrow's appointment? I would say no baby yet. Or the situation still needs to mature further. Heading in that direction, not there yet. I almost want to say like you may feel an emotional spike. I don't know if that's like a spike of frustration or like just a spike of like hopes up, hopes fall type thing, but it feels like there's like an emotional spike, but it's not anything bad. Not like a physical issue though, just like you may have an outburst of emotions either during or after or something like that. 1 second. My mom passed 4 years ago today. A message from her. Communication, 8 of Wands, Page of Swords in reverse. I'll be your cornerstone no matter where you go. I'll leave my bones to be the shelter for you. And when you're far from home, just know you're not alone. The love we share will build a fortress round you. Walls by Walking on Cars. Feels like that's what this is. It's like a message of comfort, a message of like, allow yourself to breathe and reconnect with yourself, because it's almost like the time that she has been away is 4. It's almost like she's been building this foundation, or helping you to build this foundation on which then better things can be built upon. And that is starting to unfold. And I have no in reverse. So a confirmation. Trust the foundation that you've been building. She's been helping to give you the pieces or the bricks to build it. Find the strength and confidence to move forward. Is a partner coming into my life? Yes, but not right this moment. Not right this moment. There's a need for time. I would say something within the next year is going to start to build, but not like right now. There's a little more time needed. Why is leadership keeping Isis after she continuously disrespects me and doesn't do her job? What is it going to take to make leadership see her true colors? Lack of action. Perspective. They see it. They just don't want to do anything about it. Almost like they feel like, 5 of Cups. They feel blocked from taking action, but also don't feel like trying to maneuver around that block is necessary, if that makes sense. What will it take? It's going to take her mouthing off to someone in leadership, or allowing them to like maybe see it around a customer or a client or something. It's like something to that effect. Either it needs to be directed at them, or in a situation where it's like, okay, you crossed the line. Not you, her. Does Jim B have a message for me? Listen to what is not being said. Almost like you're already hearing what's not being said. So there's a need to trust your intuition and not dim that gut response. Your emotional intelligence is helping you see where there's gaps in moving forward is the message. What is that? Oh, it's laundry on a line with number 22. In what people are not saying, you're helping. In what people are not saying or avoiding talking about, you see what it is that they're trying to not air out. So that came out in reverse. So trust your intuition there. Iris by Grace Davies is the song. What do my spirit guides want me to know? You already made it through the worst. You just haven't been able to really see that yet because you're anticipating something else going wrong, or making worse. But that's not what is going to happen here with Judgment in reverse. It's like the cycle that you wrapped up. you were meant to stay committed to a shifting of mindset that occurred in like a moment of trauma or a moment of like intensity. So you made a mindset shift in that moment, and the goal of the last chapter was to maintain that, and you did. So you're already through the worst of it. Why did that not? Oh, there we go. Did Ray put the face on the ceiling? Does he have any messages for anybody? Well, that's a man on top of a mountain. Hermit in reverse. There's a reminder that where you choose to put your focus is where you'll yield results. So if you're focusing on what's going wrong, you'll be wrapped up in that energy and create more of it. There's a need to shift focus on potential solutions as opposed to current frustrations. Look up to the sky and see the shapes of the clouds, for there is where I send you messages. You asked, did he put the face on the ceiling? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Let me get a song. Hold on. No Particular Place to Go by Chuck Berry. He's got a sense of humor. That's funny. Huh. Message from my cat, Felicia. There's a need to allow yourself to be supported in the way that you always support others. I don't know. For some reason, I'm being drawn to like, what's that paint night where like like needing to do something like that for yourself. You don't realize now how big of an impact that will have. Like a paint instruction night or like something like that. It could be like a book club. Like there's a need to do something like that for yourself because it's going to have a bigger healing effect than what you would imagine. Go to this list for a minute. Who are my spirit guides? Grandparents, Eric, Jeremy. It feels like not that Eric and Jeremy are not, but who's really showing up very prominently are your grandparents. Find the confidence and strength to move forward, and my mind is free. It feels like whatever you're dealing with right now, particularly, again, not that Eric and Jeremy are not guides, but it feels like whatever you're dealing with now, particularly, it's your grandparents that are very prevalent in trying to help you through it. Will my older daughter move to California? Is there another place she's considering? Or maybe it's like not the part of California you'd expect or something to that effect. I see a move, but for some reason I'm not getting confirmation that it's where you would expect it to be. Is my mom one of my guides, and does she have a message for me? Well, that's child. Hermit in reverse. You're never alone. My child, you're never alone. A justice type government building with 104. 104 equals 5. 5 is change. My child, you're never alone. There's some kind of rebalancing of the scales or justice coming for something that wasn't your fault that you had to endure. Either it's going to make sense soon while you had to go through it, or you're getting some kind of justice or forward progress from it. Take Good Care of My Baby by Bobby V. And the first card was the Page of Cups, which is child. And do 2 more and then go back to the other list. When will E contact me? Something's holding this back from happening right now. I have April coming out in reverse. So I feel like before April, but not, I almost want to say not this year. Like it would be between January and April is what feels most likely. Will N want to be on the same sport team? I would say yes. Offer of love, and this always makes me think of like a root connection, like 2 things being connected. I would say yes. Let me go over here. Okay, where was I? There's Felicia the cat. Will we buy a house soon in the area we live now? I would say yes, that's where you're going to buy, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be soon in how you define soon. There's some kind of waiting period. Is 2025 going to be a good year for my husband and myself as far as work and teaching our goals? There's something unexpected that comes up as some kind of challenge, and kind of delays things or holds things back from progressing for a period of time. It's something you overcome. It's not worst case scenario, but I don't think it's the walk in the park type year that you were hoping it would be. I feel like you're working in that direction, but not there yet. Token and a song for the day. So it's an infinity symbol, but it looks like a road. Number 42 looks like a road. It feels like you're finally going to get the chance to have some kind of communication or conversation that you weren't able to have, or you're going to come to some kind of understanding where you don't need that for closure or feel fine without having it. Almost like whichever option would be best for you is kind of what seems to unfold. If you need to have the conversation, it'll happen. And if you just need the closure, it'll happen. Have I gotten everything out of the last wound release yet, or is there more to come? More to come. Yeah. When you figure out what is still holding you back, like clear as day from some kind of progress you're trying to make, that's when you'll know that it's time to move to the next subject or topic. Will my financial situation get better? I feel like something is going to take longer than you're hoping. The wheel is here, but it's in reverse. So there's some kind of action that could be taken to free you from that burden, but you haven't figured out what that action is yet. So keep looking for solutions. You're not at the solution that's going to be the key for you yet, but it is going to happen eventually, but it feels like longer than you would like to deal with. How do I get my energy levels to be where they need to be? It feels like you're spending a lot of time thinking about something that has not wrapped up yet, like a situation that wasn't brought to completion. It feels like that's depleting a lot more of your energy than you're recognizing, almost like your brain's stuck on a hamster wheel of thought, but like in the background, so you're not realizing that you're running on that wheel. Um, oh, um, it feels like as you start to correct those things or address those things, you start to find ways to you start to have the motivation to do the things that would bring you more energy. And I also feel like nutrition is in focus. I have the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. I feel like staying committed to whatever nutritional type changes are needed also. Why is my sleep schedule so off? Ascension. Think of it like a hot air balloon. You cut away bags that were holding it down, and now you're starting to ascend, but like your body's getting used to those what would that be called when you're going through the air, like getting used to the height changes. um Almost like your body is comfortable in a state of relaxation that isn't sleep. Like I'm comfortable relaxing instead of forcing myself right to sleep, if that makes sense. It feels like something that'll pass, just your body getting used to the changes in atmosphere, I guess, in terms of like soul atmosphere. Any message from my mom or dad? There's some kind of decision that maybe you made for your dad or on your dad's behalf, or like maybe with the way, like after the funeral or something, there's some kind of decision that you're like, did I do the right thing, or did I jump the gun, or did I do something too quickly? And the answer is no. Like you made, there's a need to release yourself from that burden or that train of thought. You made the right decision. I am not dead. I had a peaceful passing and transition to the other side. Yeah, it's like whatever worry or anxiety there is, there's a need to release it. Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel is the song. I feel like that's from your dad specifically. Does my niece have a dark energy in her house, and should she sell? That came out on its side. Feels like a energy that's stuck there. I don't know if I'd necessarily say dark energy. Oh, hold on. Full speed ahead. Okay, I would say yes. There's definitely energy that's stuck in there. I wasn't sure if it was dark, and then I got Temperance in reverse, which would be a fallen angel. And then when I said, so it is dark energy, I got full speed ahead. 8 of Cups, walking away unfulfilled. It feels like whatever issue she's having, not necessarily because of the energy in the house, but whatever issues she's dealing with consistently, feels like is tied to the house, if that makes sense. So it feels like moving would be a decent option if that's something she was thinking of or able to do anyway. What does the next 2 weeks hold, and a token? Oh, a 4-leaf clover with number 4, some kind of luck, something turning in your favor. What do the next 2 weeks hold for me? I tend to believe this is between 2 and 4 weeks. Whatever it was that you were waiting to come to fruition or start to change or start to birth, or it's something that you're not trying to do, but something you're calling in, like an idea or like a change of perspective or mindset, something. You don't have to take any more action. You've already done everything. And this is going to start to shift in 2 to 4 weeks is how it feels. Will my A get help for her mental health? So this makes me kind of feel like a therapy vibe, and it's in reverse. There's this deeper pain that needs to come to the surface to be talked about before that can manifest. What do I mean by that? So like there's help that's surface help, and then there's help that's going to require A to bring up vulnerabilities that A doesn't feel all the way ready to bring up. It feels like the real help will come when A is able to bring up those deeper topics that right now are being avoided. So almost like it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back until that deeper recess of emotion is able to come to the surface. A very good friend I've made online has been battling aggressive cancer and had a fall. We speak regularly, and after her fall, I haven't heard from her in 6 weeks. Any insight? I don't feel like she's passed. Oop. Yeah, I don't feel like she's passed. Well, I have not done yet. So this way it would be final thoughts. This way it's not done yet. Not sure. Wrong way, wrong direction. I don't feel like this person has passed. I meant to pull one and we got 3 confirmations of the same message. Why haven't you heard from them? I almost feel like this person's in a state of fear. Maybe this person feels like this was a very close call, or maybe there's some news that came from getting in, like I go in to get this checked out and I get some other bad news or something like that. It feels like that, like a state of avoidance because of something in line with that. Will my relationship get better? I feel like it's really dependent on the other person being willing to show up for you in a more emotionally available way. Could it get better if that happens? Yes, but it feels like every time they try to do that, they scare themselves and pull back, or they're just not trying to do that. Yeah, it feels like it fully depends on that person showing up as the King of Swords. I'm able to speak through my feelings. I'm able to articulate my thoughts. I'm able to also hear you out, but they're showing up as the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups. I'm not emotionally ready to step into that. It feels like it's dependent on that. I haven't been involved with my stepdad since my mom passed, and I just found out he's not doing well. I don't know if I can handle reconnecting and losing him again. Any advice from my mom? Kind of getting the message of like, don't pass go. Almost like it's not. I haven't been involved with him since my mom passed. I just found out he's not doing well. Almost like now is not the right timing for that particular trigger. Yeah, I'm getting the Chariot in reverse. I'm getting now is not the time for that particular trigger. I would say ask me again in about two months, and we'll see what the message is then. Yeah, the Tower in reverse, avoiding a tower. I would say ask me again in about 2 months, and we'll see what energy comes up then. But for some reason, I'm getting like it's not worth that trigger right now. Don't be afraid. I'll be there to hold your hand every step of the way. You'll get a sign from her when it's time. If it comes to that time, you'll get a very clear sign from her. Oh, a target with number 60. You'll know exactly what the sign is too. You won't have to question it. Is my nonprofit going to be up and running by June 2025? I feel like there's some kind of delay in this getting to where you need it to go. Celebration's in the cards, but it's blocked right now, or it's delayed right now. It feels like it's going to take a little longer than expected, or there's some kind of unforeseen changes that will need to occur to get it up and running. But I don't feel like June 2025. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a delay from that. All right, let me go back to this one. The upcoming unexpected communication you spoke of in the mind reading, was that concerning my husband, and will that end our cycle together? Was that concerning your husband? Whatever it is that you've been walking on eggshells about over an extended period of time and you haven't been able to get the situation to change, yes. Will that end our cycle together? Interesting. King and Queen of Swords, Two of Cups. Independence from that connection because of some kind of conversation. Will this end our cycle together? Don't erase that just yet. Full speed ahead. Okay, so I got don't erase that just yet. And then in my mind, I said, is it a redefining of the dynamics between the two? And I got full speed ahead. So it's something quick or something intense that changes the dynamic of the connection. There's still some kind of connection, but it's more independent of each other in terms of the connection, if that makes sense. I get a song for that. Oh, Alone by Lauren Gray is playing right now. Long Time Coming by Justin Stone. Yeah, whatever it is that you've been walking on eggshells for some time and unable to get some kind of change. Are any of my loved ones around me? Teamwork. Specifically helping you heal from some kind of ending. It's almost like you can see exactly which loved ones are around you based off of what it is that they're helping you heal from. Like, let's say it's heartbreak and your great grandmother went through a tough time in that way. It's like you'll be able to see who it is based off of what it is that they've been helping you with. Oh, I am learning over here. I'm teaching you how to heal based off of what I endured or experienced, as in your loved one. The infinity sign with a road. I'm constantly helping you seek ways to move forward based off of what I know from my experience. Why did Cliff go from flirting with me to ignoring me when he sees me? He doesn't want somebody else to see it. I need to be careful in public so that somebody else does not see what I'm doing. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. I'm pulling back my energy because I don't want somebody else to see me flirting. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. When I split the deck, I don't feel like this person's very trustworthy. Or at least there's nefarious reasons for why that's happening. Message from my guides. Whoever it is that you're questioning if they can be trusted is trustworthy, but you're reading the energy the way you're reading it because there's this feeling of like them triggering or invoking something within you that maybe you're misreading as a red flag, but you're being in this trigger type of situation so that you can heal whatever it is that they're kind of stirring to the surface. So they're trustworthy, but also trust yourself to work through the wound that's associated with the trigger, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to try and finish all these really quick, and then I'm going to hop back to the other list because I have to hop off shortly. I've never met my dad's biological father, but have a strong urge to know who he is. Why? Has he passed and was never there for my dad? A strong urge to know he is. I do feel like there's probably a passing. Yeah. It's almost like he holds a piece of you more deeply understanding something that didn't make sense about your father or something behind the reasoning of your father's choices in his life. So it's like a puzzle piece that you didn't know you needed is kind of the vibe. The Vision by Born Eye. I would so that last comment, I would say look into like maybe his family tree or his history in some way. There's something there. Will my son's new relationship last? It'll last a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's going to last forever. It feels like there's a foundation built, but then there's some kind of imbalance that throws the foundation off. And some kind of final decision to alleviate stress. It feels like not forever, but a while. Enough to build a foundation and recognize that maybe there's like differences of values or like we want different things type energy. Who is responsible for manipulating lights and alarms in my home? Did they get my attention? Not who you'd expect. Almost like trying to alert you of something impending that you're not seeing. So as to avoid some kind of delay or misstep. Almost like if it's happening at the same time as some kind of thoughts are happening and it's meant to like either confirm or bring attention to something. Feels like a guide. It almost feels like you were expecting it to be a person, but it's a guide is the difference there. Possible interpretation for my friend's snake dream. A confirmation of what was holding her back that she wasn't seeing. Or he. Almost like I'm handing you a piece of perspective so that you don't have to get bitten by the same snake twice. I'm helping to confirm something so that you understand how your intuition is alerting you of certain things. Almost like helping to understand the Morse code of how their guides are communicating with them. And do one more and then hop back to the other list. What does the rest of 2024 look like for me? Feels like you're like making cuts in your life. Like you're learning where it's just not necessary to continue to put your energy into someone who's set on misunderstanding you or someone who shows up to you one way and then acts another way in their choices. You're seeing who from your past is not meant to be in your future, and you're making decisions accordingly or based off of that. All right, where am I on this list? What was the last one I did on this list? Hold on a second. Any advice for my oldest son? I'm going to stay on 5 more minutes and then I have to hop off. Any advice for my oldest son? The way out is in the opposite direction of some kind of comfort zone. Almost like pay attention to why whatever it was in the past didn't work out and try that again or try something that problem could be, but you can correct it. Almost like, for example, building a business, but I missed the whole marketing part. So I'm going to do a different business, but market in a different way. Like, for example, the way out is through some kind of blockage of leaving a comfort zone and doing something differently that was done before, but in a better way. Or like learning from, almost like the way to move forward is showing your guides that you learn from the mistakes of the past by redoing it in a better way with the wisdom attained from the mistakes. Trying to see if there's anybody I didn't get. Any messages? Why so sick so often? And a song. Epiphany by Futuristic. I had an epiphany. I was repeating history. I was doing everything I hated. The weight on my shoulders, I let it all get to me. It feels like it's a manifestation of stress or a manifestation of spiritual wounds or a manifestation of things that need action in the day to day to start to change the way that energy is showing up. The star. What is happening internally is manifesting externally. So the way to alleviate the external is to focus on what is it at the root and start to alleviate the root. I'm going to do about 4 more and then I have to get off. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to get to everyone today. I told Gavin I'd only stay on for an hour. Well, my son moved to second shift 2 to 10 p.m. That's confusing. Getting colder. Wrong way, wrong direction on the bottom of the deck. I feel like something's blocking it, or not right now, or maybe he decides when he's able to do it that that's not what he wants to do. It feels like he ends up getting what he wants, though. So maybe it's like holding out for a moment to try and work some kind of scheduling difference. 10 of Pentacles reverse. I feel like not in the way that's expected or not right now. Does my nephew's fiance visit my daughter? She passed at 25 and they were very close. I kind of would word this as not necessarily a guide, but when there's certain things that come up, I'll step in and help you, either comfort you or help you put something together. It doesn't feel like all the time, though. It feels like I'm there when I'm called on or I'm there when I need it. So how you worded it, visit my daughters, I feel like that's a good way to word it. It doesn't feel like a guide, but it feels like visiting. So yeah, I would say yes. Let me get a song. Oh, Fix You by Coldplay. I will try to fix you. Yeah, like when I'm called on or when there's a certain wound that I can help with. How do I clear my blocked chakra? whatever it is that you're holding in needs to be expressed. The only way out, yeah, King of Swords, taking action on expression. The only way out is through. So whether that's writing a letter, whether that's having a conversation, whether that's recording yourself, just talking through it, it feels like there's deeper stuff you haven't been able to communicate out yet. And as you communicate that out, you're able to unblock that. Was my mom angry with the decisions that were made before her passing? I'm going to word this like this because I feel like she's probably very blunt or was not very blunt and is showing up now as very blunt because she wasn't then. There's this feeling of, at the time, I felt a certain way about things. I don't know if anger is the word. Almost like I feel like I know that I shouldn't have more of a say, but I want more of a say, and that's what's frustrating to me. But there's this feeling of, now with my higher perspective, I'm able to take my emotions out of it and recognize that what happened was the best way to handle it. I wasn't able to see that then, but I'm able to see that now, is the energy. At any special event, don't worry, I am there with you. Surrounded by loving animals. It feels like this energy of like, I wasn't able to see how people were making decisions in my favor, but now I'm able to recognize how it was that. And this feeling of like no hard feelings, or this energy of no hard feelings, even though it may have felt that way at the time. One second. None of these are the song. Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamakwioole. There's no way I'm saying that. There's no way I'm saying that. I almost want to say she feels like she owes you a thank you that she wasn't able to give you then. All right, I'm doing 2 more and then I have to get off. Thank you. Let me see if did you put a question somewhere that I can see? I don't see one. I'm going to pull one of these for you. Oh, that one. Know your worth. Don't ask for it. State it. Makes me think of that quote, like, know your value and add taxes. Whatever you recently did healing wise, you now need to raise the bar on who has access to you, and how much you're pouring out for others, because there's a need to save enough to pour back into yourself as well. All right. One more and then I have to hop off. Is my project going to be completed by June 2025? Public opening. I feel like not, but I think I did this one. I feel like it's the same answer. It's not by that timing. June 2025 would be what? August. So a little under a year. I feel like 18 months is significant. 17 to 18 months feels significant. I feel like there's some kind of delay. Things start to pick up speed after some kind of delay, it feels. All right, everyone, I have to hop off. I'm sorry to the ones I did not get to. What was I going to say? Today's what? Thursday? I think I'll be back on Monday or Tuesday. Again, my son starts school next week, so I'll be back to more videos, more true crime, more all of that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to my mods, and I will talk to you all soon.